Welcome to a brand new wave, drowning out the noise that's tame. Liberty whispers through the brave, breaking free from every chain. Nullify the rules they crave, crypto beats that pave the way. Anarchy with minds that's safe, algorithms new dawn today. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride. Beyond control we take a stand, casting off the iron brand. Freedom flowing through our hands, revolution's our command. Decentralize the way we plan, all together we expand. Breaking shackles for the clan, in this journey we're unpanned. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride.
Screw this test. I'm getting us out of here. Yusuke Urameshi.
The fuck was that? Hello,
It's from
everybody.
Yu Yu Hakusho, my favorite anime of all time.
Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Anime is gay.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Is it
You
also
should grow up.
retarded?
No, it's just gay.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't say it. There's some truth to some anime, and we're all retarded. So say what you will.
Hey.
So welcome in,
Saturday Night
everybody.
Free for All.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night free for all. Normally on Wednesdays we come out live and then go straight to the podcast circuit. For anybody who watches now, tunes in the middle of this, or watches later, make sure to like and subscribe to the Legacy Right. Ring that bell. Get your friends involved. Get involved in the chat. Get involved in the comments after show shenanigans when you're rewatching it with the fam. And if you'd like, you can always become a sponsor. You can go to that QR code in the corner. You can scan it. It goes straight to a PayPal, which is scrolling down at the bottom. You can help support me and Andrew, try to make this our full-time jobs, and try to get you a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of wittiness, a little bit of knowledge, I hope. We are retards, though, so who knows? But at least be entertained. And perhaps you can go to Who Touched the Thermostat. That's very outdated and find nothing. You could find nothing.
Right.
Yeah, there's
Sorry,
answers.
I hit the wrong button. I was trying to undo the like and subscribe.
I wish you could go to the whotouchedit.com. That was a great apparel site. RJ had some fantastic apparel, actually. It's a shame. Actually, you know what? Double check that link, actually. See if it's still around. That I know of, he shut it down. He had to. It was the upkeep was getting a little bit too much and compared to the profit margin. So sometimes you got to shut things down when you're trying to figure out another plan and
Right.
decide for yourself.
What was it? Who touched the
Who touched
thermostat.com?
thethermostat.com. So while you check that out, Andrew, what is going on in the world today? I have no clue, honestly. It's
Right.
Holy Week tomorrow. We start the
Yeah.
Holy Week.
Well, I mean, obviously the stuff in the Middle East is definitely not winding down. It seems like it's escalating.
No, the stuff in the Middle East is going to probably keep on escalating. This is
Yeah.
where I really, this is where I'm going to lay my claim now. All right. How about we take the Jews and we take the Palestinian Muslims? We put them all, just airdrop them into Iran, and then let them fight it out in Iran, and then Palestine can become Christian again.
Well, I mean, it's worthy effort, I suppose. I'm not sure how well that'll go, but hey, stake your claim when you can.
The kingdom is otherworldly, my man. The kingdom is not of this world. A piece of land is whatever, but honestly, like, what have you heard anything about? I know the Holy Sepulchre was shut down. I also thought I read something. I think it came across like Facebook. I do Facebook now, everybody. In the mornings when I wake up, I check Facebook, and then I'm done for the day with social media for the most part. Unless the occasional reel that Sean Collins at Buds in Reality sends me pops up, then I check that out, and then I go reel hunting a little bit. But other than that, social media is on the back burner. But I read somewhere that the Holy Sepulchre was shut down a few weeks ago because of the bombing apparatus that's going on, the Iran-Israel war, and that I thought I might have read something that maybe they'll open it up for the Holy Week festivity, at least privately, at least for the priesthood to conduct mass, but nothing public. But I don't know. But I know that one of the holiest Christian sites, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, is closed, like literally shut down. That tells you a little bit of something about what the Jews want.
Well, I checked whotouchedthethermostat.com. It looks like that it's definitely down.
Oh man, that would have been awesome if it was still there, because then I'd be like, go to whotouchedthethermostat.com and go get yourself some cool apparel, some Liberty apparel. If you're on the anarchist subject, I guess some anarchist subjected apparel. I don't know why you would want to be an anarchist, Andrew. But there's and he also had a lot of religious, a lot of Christian centric, a lot of Christ centric apparel as well, which was glorious. So, in fact, I'm not wearing it now, but I do have a hoodie that I did get from that site. Probably one of my prized possessions is would you die like the apostles? And then on the back it shows the list of all 12 of the apostles and what happened to them through tradition and legend. I know we gotta use that. We gotta always say allegedly in this fucked up world of ours. But I digress.
Well, at least you're not plugging anymore. Just kidding.
Yeah, Christ is king. There's your plug, Andrew.
I can
Christ
understand.
is king. Christ will always be king of the universe. And it's Holy Week, so
I hear there's some protests going on around the country.
No kings.
Yeah.
I think you know the little town of Brooklyn. I heard about this going. Some guy that Zach knows. It told him about like I go to Lutheran service on occasion. I double dip. Mostly because I want to evangelize the Lutherans back into the fullness of the truth. But anyways, he wanted somebody from that congregation was talking. I guess there was one not too far from our neck of the woods, instead of Cincinnati. But speaking of some protests or some riots, did you hear about what happened at opening day at the
No, go
banks in
ahead.
Cincinnati? I just read a little bit of it, but I guess there was some ruckus going on outside, like after around 8 p.m. after the opening day game, around the banks, right outside the stadium, around all the bar scene. I guess there was a riot, and then I read something else. I guess because of where it was, along the banks near the stadiums and all that, the Roebling suspension bridge was shut down, so Kentucky shut it down so they wouldn't pour
Yeah.
over into Covington from across the Roebling Bridge.
Yeah.
Look that up, Andrew. You're Jamie now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess it was it got really really wild down there, man, on opening day. I guess, what was it, Thursday? Or maybe it was yesterday, I forget. It's either Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, it says
Thursday.
right here on AI overview for Google. Let me see if I share the tab quick.
Go right ahead.
I know I shouldn't use Google, but
Oh,
what are you
well,
gonna do?
it's easy. It's easy.
This is the John A. Roebling suspension bridge was shut down on March 26, 2026, following violent, unruly crowds and disorderly conduct in downtown Cincinnati in the Banks area. The Reds' opening day, police declared the area closed and cleared the bridge to manage the disorder. It is a frequently closed spot for emergency events.
You mean to tell me it's? Hold on. Do you mean to tell me that it's that easy to close a border?
I suppose so. Maybe, should start vetting the people and sponsoring them when they come across the border.
Yeah, exactly.
What do I know?
Kentucky did an actual good thing. Good for Kentucky for once.
There's nothing wrong with Kentucky. It's one of the oldest states in the union.
One of them, yeah. One of them.
By territory.
Old Virginia.
Yeah.
Old Western Virginia. How about Tennessee? Old North Carolina. North Carolina. Raise up. Take your shirt off and push it around your head like a helicopter.
I'll always be an old Kentucky boy. You have to forgive me.
Why, man? It's so conservative down there in Kentucky that they've gone progressive. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they wanted.
Well,
we want the government to.
I can't help what other people think.
We want the government to take care of us with our welfares and for our toothlessnesses. But damn those Democrats.
Toothless aggression, man.
Toothless aggression. Ironically,
yes, sir.
You can see me.
I know.
But yeah, what do you think of? Yeah, what do you think about that? Like, what is in the water in Ohio? I guess what is in the water in the Ohio River? I guess.
Well, I mean, it's the Ohio River. If it's especially around Ohio and Cincinnati, you don't want to drink from that water.
Nor would you want to catch.
I went swimming in it once. I think it says a lot.
That's disgusting, dude. Why would you go swimming in the Ohio River?
I don't know.
Did you have to take 5 baths in acid?
Just 3.
Just 3. But no, like for real, like what do you think started that off? Like, do you think that had anything to do with the No Kings bullshit? Or I mean, obviously it has a lot to do with Trump, most likely. it always goes back. Not to say that I'm a big Trump fan, obviously. There's a big fat cat behind me. Hi, Dick. Welcome to the show.
Meow. Yeah, no, I mean, I think anybody's, always looking for an opportunity to make a statement or a scene politically. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, they'll protest just because they think they can get away with it. It doesn't have to actually mean anything. It's all about stirring the shit.
Yeah, and why ruin such a glorious day, which is probably like the biggest day of the biggest day of every year for Cincinnati is opening day, and then after that, it's nothing for Cincinnati. What is there really to do in Cincinnati?
Whole city's falling apart. As it has been for a long time.
Let's transition to that. Actually, How can we fix a city like Cincinnati? Because it has been very dilapidated, probably since the 70s, and it was probably better back in the 70s, back in my mom's olden days.
The city's kind of entrenched itself, and it's been feeding off of it. Maybe let go of the grip of power for a little bit, and segregate and keep some space for people to actually reform privately and see what happens.
Are you saying that forced segregation is a good thing?
Break the ball. You gotta have the little pieces, and you can work with it.
You do realize Cincinnati was a very segregated city, right?
I'm not talking about in a racial sense. I'm talking about political power.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, how do you segregate political power when we all know what happens when everything becomes so political?
Well, you let laws die. You don't renew them.
I need more than that, Andrew. Why don't you elaborate for our 3 fans that are watching live?
The 3 fans around the world, sure. I mean, you can only create so much fear, right? And the law is designed to appeal to people who are driven by fear. So,
and how are they using fear?
Fear is a passion, it calls to people. Certain people, if they, I can go against that. I can tame the fear. And so they try to step in and override the narrative, as it were. And at that point, it's either they were successful or they need more laws, which means it's a call for more people.
Do you think perhaps we need a king? Considering that no kings.
I don't think king's really going to do much. It's mostly just a figurehead, somebody to represent and advocate on behalf of the people that live there. I don't think you should have any power.
I mean, you have this facade of representation, but realistically, all you end up getting is an overgrowth of bureaucracy and all this red tape, and this leads to regulatory output that leads to so much regulation that you can't agree upon how to deal with decaying infrastructure and what needs to be updated, what needs to be upkept, what needs to be changed and altered, what needs to be refined, maybe even rebuilt, because you have all this bureaucracy that leads to, in retrospect, anarchy, lawlessness, anarchy. What means the meaning of no rulers, right? To have no rulers, but we really do live in a society where there are no rulers because there's so many rules and there's way too many chiefs and not enough Indians, so to speak. Everybody wants to be the guy, and that's where you get entrenched in bureaucratic red tape, and that creates a sense of lawlessness. It's
Well,
almost like they're entangled. They've entangled themselves to create anarcho tyranny, to where let the criminal run amok, let the government grow unruly, and then squeeze the middleman, the regular average citizen, squeeze them for everything they have, from their dignity to their pocketbook, their wallets, everybody, to their livelihood and their, I don't know, their psyche. Because I mean, it all in, because now now you really are at that fear level. So I'll let you continue.
well, the law is relative, right? It's relative and only in a passion to, secure control. And so they'll stir the shit in order to try to find somebody to make an example of, and they'll continually encroach and buckle down about, we're in control here, and eventually, you get somebody, you push them the wrong way, and they're going to react, and it just escalates.
Do you really think that? Do you think the law is really that relative? The law is the law for what it is and what it should be. There is objective truths in this world and in our conscience, and out into the into the expansion of the cosmos. So there are objective divine idea or cosmic law. But what I think you're thinking about is it's relative in how we observe those laws. So what do
Well,
we take
this,
from the objective and apply it to reality?
well, I mean, there's relative. When I say relative, I'm talking about in the political military sense, and the desire to, like I said, secure control. There's other forms of law because, like, there's different schools of legal theory, uh, and it's an aversion to corruption is the other sort of law but that stifles speech
I think
because
that's where you put that's where you got it right there. The relative, the fluidity of legal theory, legalisms, to add in a notion of how to lead, how to command others to do certain biddings, how to place control. That does lead to corruption, and there is a fluidity in it into that. It's, in my opinion, that is trying to observe what is objective and divine, and then place it into a bubble, into your own interpretation of what law actually is supposed to mean. And so I think that's where we fall apart, is when we start creating these theories of legalism, and then it just comes crashing down from there. But go on.
I was
Go
watching
into it.
an episode of Robbie the Fire. I'm a little behind, but he was talking about FDR. I had a guest on. I was talking about FDR, and he's talking about FDR would go behind the scenes and have external parties basically flip the script in his favor by influencing different media companies and organizations back in the 1930s. And you can see how that kind of plays into the relative part. Is that it's not my hands that are dirty, but I mean I can't help what other people are doing, even though I arranged it behind the scenes. And so it's a long game for total. It's a contraction. When a woman is having a baby, her body contracts, right? That's what the law is. The law
Mhm.
contracts, and it's slow and out of the way. Nobody sees it coming, and it starts, gaining momentum and strength, and eventually it gives birth to a police state.
Interesting. Interesting. So, where do you see society coming to if we continue down this road?
Well,
Of,
like I said before, I mean, they're looking for somebody to push the button so they can justify their intervention. and that's what the contraction is the intervention.
They're looking. They know that things are finally coming down. The cards are finally crumbling, and that is why you're seeing us implemented more so in this entrenchment with Iran, and that is why you're seeing everything kind of erode from the cracks. I mean, everybody's not stupid. Like with the gas prices rising so quickly on this, is like we all know now. Like it's a trick to the trade. Like it's large multinationals involved in the in the energy industry, these large oil and gas companies that are manipulating prices. I mean, let's not pussyfoot around. Like, let's not dance around and say, well, it's because of what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. Like, I mean, they've been getting oil out of the straits. Like, Iran has been pushing shit out, like for real. Like it has nothing, and on top of that, there are other avenues that you can go to with the oil. So, and the United States is one of the most uh high producers of oil and gas as well. We're one of the top, but it's not the United States. It's companies that are multinational with allegiance to money, whoever they can pad pockets. So it gets to a certain extent where even the extreme right it has to meet the extreme left into at the center and say, yeah, you know what? I think you have a point. You're retarded, lefties, but I think you got a fucking point when it comes to how these multinational corporations work, especially when it's literally these industries that are on the basis of the drive of how we live and work and exist within our society.
Yeah, I mean, it really does make you think. The big thing is the interest rates, right? Is I was talking about before, the contraction. Every time they raise or lower the interest rates, they're gaming the system. They're pinching pennies, trying to find money in order to expand their sphere of influence through power. And some people have gotten out of the United States entirely as a business. Other people, they work within the United States because they're trusted actors. It's somebody may bite the bullet and say, hey, yeah, okay, I'll play the game with you, just leave me alone. But they're not really safe in the long term because they're still within the reach of the United States government's influence. And other people, like I said, you have to have neutrality in your business dealings, because if you're too far on one side, too far on the other, you can't escape if you have a difference of opinion in the long term. It's like getting stuck in quicksand.
You think the jig is up? Do you think this is where it's all going to finally come crashing down?
I think 100 years, basically, give or take, of central banking. It's on its last legs, on its way out. Yeah. Central
banking's been around for a lot longer than 100 years.
Well, I realize that within the current context of the central bank, the International Monetary Fund, the Federal Reserve, the breadth and width of how it's all been established over the last 100 years.
The International Monetary Fund is exactly what why the Federal Reserve was effectively set up anyways. If you want to go down the rabbit hole of a basic point, is you rob people of their value in their labor and their toil, in their sanity and in their pocketbook, to the point where a country collapses upon itself and then has to be reassessed, reevaluated, reorganized. And that's effectively what the International Monetary Fund is there for. To
It's a central bank.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think that's what I I think that's what the point we're leading to right now is a restructuring that's not a good thing, or maybe it
You
is.
think? You think they're trying to reinstigate the petrodollar?
That's a good question, actually. Do I think that they're trying to reintegrate the petrodollar? I think they understand that the petrodollar is done. And I think at this point, I think when it comes to the Trump administration, see, it's weird because at one end, you kind of want to strip it all down and just restart and restart it. You want to reset the console, right? But at the same time, they're going in a way that's a little bit more centralizing to a little. Yeah, so especially with how the Genius Act is, and if the Clarity Act ever passes the Senate, how that's going to reshape things in correspondence with the Genius Act. I think there's an element to where I think the Trump administration knows that we have to restructure in a world that's going to be where the United States isn't the full dominant when it comes to monetary policy, foreign policy, et cetera, et cetera. And I think you're starting to see figuring out how do we get a foothold to contain our sphere while simultaneously holding on to an outcropping of the rest of the world. And I think what we're seeing in the Middle East, Israel's basically dying at this point. And I think that's you're seeing the loose ends, in my opinion. Trying to tie a few loose ends and then consolidate the sphere of influence where it matters in a changing world order that is to come, to where you're going to have a little bit more decentralized to a certain extent, to the point where you're going to have multiple shades of powers rather than one or two or major superpowers. Mm-mm. Welcome, William.
Howdy.
So
yeah. Well, apparently Cash Patel's information has been leaked. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I did not. Like I said, dude, you know what I pay attention to? I pay attention to God and what is going on in my own life. So you go on. You have any? Yeah, I mean, if you have something to share.
Well, just apparently, and not bad. Apparently, a bunch of porn accounts and stuff like that was associated with this email. And
that's not surprising.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what his username was. It was something to do with Spider-Man, his name. But
that's the danger when you have an Israeli asset for a girlfriend. That's twice where you are twice the age of her.
I see.
Who hacked him, Andrew? Who do you think hacked him?
Apparently, it was Iranian state-backed actors.
Bullshit. It was Israel. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, so I don't know. This is what I've seen on X real quick.
You know what? You know
Apparently,
what?
his Telegram account has got it's got an Israeli flag first, and then the United States flag.
You,
I don't
you
know.
know what? It wasn't it wasn't Iran. It wasn't Israel. I'm gonna give credit where credit needs to be dealt with. I'm just gonna give him credit just so he will get some credit. It was dear leader.
I mean, hey, yeah, that's always a possibility.
That's always possible. I wouldn't be surprised actually. Who wouldn't want a nice, clever attention? I don't know. It definitely points fingers. Let's just put it that way. Like if he were to leak it himself, Erwin, that and then the government ends up blaming it, say the intelligence apparatus blames it on Iran, then you could say, well, or Russia or whomever, you could say, well, security has been compromised. We're at war with Russia or Iran or more things to begin escalating. So yeah, I mean, wouldn't would not put it past it, as William says. FBI agents hacked it. Could be the CIA too, because the CIA and the FBI they don't like each other. That's why they've been fighting each other in Syria for all these for the last decade and a half. But I mean, ISIS and El Nusra, right? What did we come up with there, Andrew? ISIS was the CIA and El Nusra was the FBI, or do I have that backwards?
I thought the FBI was only supposed to operate within the bounds of the United States government, or the United States continental, obviously, Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah, and I thought the CIA was not supposed to be operating in the contiguous or anywhere within the vicinity of the United States.
Man, what an idiot I am.
So evidently, I mean, obviously, the FBI has been operating outside of the United States, just like the CIA has operations here in the United States.
Makes
Google,
sense
anybody?
now.
Is Google the CIA or DARPA? What's the difference?
Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, it honestly, William brings up a point actually. Yeah, proof of life for Epstein. The Epstein apparatus, it's never going to go away because it goes deeper than just a pedo ring. It was always deeper than a pedo ring. He was in that he had his tentacles. This is how you know that he was definitely an asset for Israel. Because the tentacles were in every facet of every industry, from intelligence, from energy to technology to education to big dairy, to big pharmaceutical. I mean, everything. I mean, Epstein will never go away.
I know. I remember watching an episode of the Tom Woods Show some time ago, and he was talking. He had a guest on who had a book that's talking about Epstein, and basically, like I was talking about before with FDR, is that it was an external party that the government was contracting with to blackmail people. That gives some kind of credence to that theory. Because I can say it's a theory because there's no real way to really nail down the truth about all this. Considering it's a limited hangout for them to even release the FBI files, the files on the federal government's website about Epstein.
Never trust the federal government website. Never trust the .gov anything.
Yeah. There's a new app on the White House come out from the White House, and I
did see that.
ANCAP Air was talking about it, that they're using GPS coordinations in the app to track you every couple minutes or something like that.
What are
In
they
the source
tracking?
code, just your location.
Hmm.
I mean, because you
So they wanna-
obviously they need to know exactly where you're at all times. Just in case.
Oh, glorious dear leader. This is where I actually would prefer to just live in North Korea.
Right? I think I
mean,
feel more
honestly, at
comfortable in
least
North Korea. At least I know
I think I would.
where I stood.
Well, you and
Or
me, you know where we would stand, right? Since we're such buddies with old dear leader, we'd be in the
where?
palace, dude. Yeah, we'd
Oh,
be
I thought it'd
hanging.
be. I thought it'd be making the sushi with that one chef that the Kim Il Sung family has
No,
decided to
Andrew,
hire out.
you would be in the North Korean go. What do they call their pal? Whatever. You would be in the North Korean palace in the back room, down in the basement, working on your emperors.gov.
Okay.
Yeah. Your Dindao emperors.gov. All right.
Mm,
So once our great Dindao emperor has a .gov, we can take North Korea, overthrow Kim Jong Un, dear leader, and install our emperor, I am, as dear leader of North Korea. And then the Dindao becomes real world.
yeah. Okay. I'm down behind that plan.
Hmm.
Real boy syndrome.
We have a Sean. We have
Hi,
a wild Sean. Howdy, Sean. So anything else on the trail of the Imperial March?
Nothing I know of.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. If we can take North Korea as the material capital of the Dindao, we can all retire with our lot
I knew
in
some
North
Korean
Korea.
guys from South Korea that were saying North Korea could be a good place for Ancapistan.
Nah. Well, we'll use Liechtenstein servers. Or no. I take that back. We'll use we'll we'll u- we'll use VPNs to disguise our servers for Swiss bank servers in North Korea. There you go.
Okay. As long as I get to play Steam at the end of the day.
We'll be able to play Steam because that will be when we switch the VPN over to Russian servers.
Okay. There
Yeah.
are people in North Korea that play on Steam, but it's very, very small population. Probably like 2 people.
Because they're probably on VPNs, making it look like they're playing out of Moscow.
I mean, it's possible.
It's Russiagate, dude. That's what real Russiagate was. It was a bunch of North Koreans playing Steam on a VPN in Moscow, when really they were in some labor camp miles from Pyongyang. Still trying to figure out how they got those computers, those gaming PCs in their labor camp.
I think I got it. North Korea has a new fun park that they built a while ago. Amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
They probably brought it in with the equipment for the amusement park.
Oh, fantastic.
It's 20 degrees outside, and they're sitting there slaving away at a hot bed of cement so that people could go to the amusement park in North Korea from Russia.
Decentralization into all countries except for one, North Korea. Everything needs to be decentralized leading into North Korea so that we can rule the world from North Korea. As a DAO. A world DAO. from
I'm all for
Pyongyang.
any plan if we give it a shot at least once.
I just want Kim Jong Un to get the credit that he deserves and be able to join in the fight.
He wants to be over there in Iran now, apparently. So
He does, but he should actually work on the amusement park. I wouldn't eat a pink thing from a North Korean amusement park.
why
You
not?
still reading that? What is the pink thing, Andrew?
I don't know.
No, Israel. I won't let our servers die for Israel. Yeah, Israel might be dead anyways. If this war continues, Israel's done. I love the ones at Six Flag though. What is this pink thing? Andrew, explain.
I don't know. Sean, what is the pink thing?
Y'all never heard?
Please, we
a
need
pink thing.
context.
I'm a nerd. I'm a dork. Google. I don't know if I want to Google it, Andrew. Right now, live on air. Pink thing.
Yeah.
Six Flags.
I'll Google it, but I'm not going to put it on screen.
Oh, it's
Just-
probably not even that bad.
Okay, the pink. Okay. Just a second. The pink thing is an iconic nostalgia cherry flavored frozen treat originally sold at Six Flags over Texas. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
only-
You never know. Known for its bright pink color and hidden toy in the stick, commonly referred to as the pink buried treasure. It was introduced in the 1960s, retired, has seen various re-releases as Bluebell ice cream flavor in cups or cones. Okay.
This is where all the servers are gonna go. Epcot, Disney World, Great Orlando, Florida. We'll roll from Disney. Actually, that sounds like a plan. Actually, what we could do, I was gonna say we could roll from Google's headquarters, but Alphabet will probably be obsolete after AI takes over and Palantir rules the world.
We should just take over YouTube's headquarters and then we can stream whenever we want to.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We can stream everywhere around the world, and we can make it to where every channel is us. So no matter where people could be on watching a cat video, and all of a sudden it just turns into us, and then they turn it
I
off.
love my cat. Blair's a good cat. I had to get her on here one day. Well,
He wouldn't let me.
There you go.
He wouldn't let me. Yeah, he wouldn't let me pick up his ass. I didn't even realize that was his ass. I thought that was his face. I didn't see
leave me
that he was
alone, damn it.
Well, everybody, you got a cat's ass.
All right.
Yeah, clip that.
Ain't kissing no cat ass.
Anything more in the world of Disney fairy tales in North Korea?
No, but Dollywood's not a good amusement park. I've been to it many a time. It's
You
overrated.
sure?
Yeah,
I liked Hollywood when I was a kid.
it's got one roller coaster in the entire place. Not to be fair, it's been a couple years since I've been there, but when I was there last, it was like one or two roller coasters.
But did it have crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
I think I had brittle peanut candy, whatever.
Okay, that's fine. That means Dollywood is at least a 3 on the scale of 10. That's all
Okay.
that matters. It's all that matters is Dollywood. As long as it has some type of peanut crunchiness, peanut butter crunchiness, some sort of nice treat that you can sink your teeth, your taste buds into, and forget the fact that you're at Dolly Parton's monstrosity. Good night,
All right,
William.
William. See y'all later.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Great adventure before 6 bogs brought Bot was dope. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Peanut brittle is divine. There you go, Andrew. See, exactly. I
Now,
win.
as someone who's been to the little shopping mall in the Gatlinburg area for many a time, they've got this rock candy that's out of this world.
Yeah, but have you ever had a sucker with a cricket in it?
No, I've not. Unfortunately,
Tasty, man.
I probably
It
never
was
will.
tasty. It was tasty, man. It was at the caverns over there near Corydon, Indiana. Not the Indiana caverns, that's new. I think it was Squire Boone. But in the gift shop they had cricket suckers. Me and my cousin got cricket suckers after we came out of the cave. I forget what the flavor was. I think he had like some sort of mango. And I think I had like a strawberry, or maybe it was a cherry.
Okay.
It was delicious. And then you get the crunch, and then you get a cricket, and you eat the cricket. Get some protein. Eat the bugs, Andrew. Eat the bugs.
I'll take your word for it, but I'm not terribly interested.
Hey, in a survival situation, if you were out in the middle of nowhere lost, you would eat the fucking bugs. You need British candy stores over there. You don't know what you're missing. That is true. We're missing something. We're missing a lot. I just want real pasta, honestly. I just want to go to Italy for real pasta. Actually, that's
definitely enjoy a nice cup of wine with it. Apparently, you'll have a good time with that.
Real wine too. Real wine. None of this preservative shit. They put preservatives in wine in America.
Hell yeah.
Wonder if you're getting drunk off the. Are you getting drunk off the alcohol?
Hell, I know.
The chemicals.
You know I don't really drink alcohol.
Dude, you're hammered right now.
Yeah.
See?
Let me tell you.
You're hammered. You're out of your mind, dude. You're seeing little green aliens. You ate the worm. Italians do.
Salty.
Italians do, Sean. They drink so much wine, but not as much as the Irish drink a lot of whiskey. Or the Germans with their beer. Or the Germans with their beer, or Americans with their shitty low carb vodka seltzer.
I don't know.
With this much vodka in it. Whiskey is beautiful. Depends on the whiskey, actually. I prefer Scotch. Andrew here's a bourbon drinker. Filthy Kentuckian.
Let me tell you.
I like a little bourbon every now and again. I haven't had bourbon or Scotch in a minute. Scotch is expensive. Bourbon's up there if you want some real good bourbon.
I had to find a way to entertain alcohol probably a little easier. I have an aversion to it.
It's not good for you. I stayed at a convent in Rome for a while, and every meal the nuns gave me a bottle of water and a bottle of wine.
That's cool.
I need to know where that convent is so I can get that. That's awesome.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Welcome to Europe, everybody. Where a 10-year-old is given a bottle of wine. Here.
Yeah.
No standards, Europe. No standards.
I think the further west you go, the further east you go, the worse the standards are for alcohol.
Oh yeah, especially when you get closer to Russia. And then you're seeing on the street a 4-year-old drinking their own bottle of vodka like it's water. They're not even
I
drunk
wouldn't be
either.
surprised.
They're already an alcoholic by the age of 3. So you see the 4-year-old drinking a bottle. They're just sipping on it like a bottle of water. Nothing. That's nothing, nigga.
It's a sad state of affairs, actually.
That is kind of sad, actually, but that's the world we live in. Anything else, Andrew? As we run close to the top of the hour. Anything more in the news?
Nothing too terrible. It's it's Saturday night, just another day.
It's a Saturday night extravaganza. Thank you, everybody who joined us for this Saturday night extravaganza. So
Let's try something different.
It's been fun. It's been something different. The food was awesome, by the way. I imagine so. And they had an espresso machine that was like the old coffee vending machines, but it was free. Free espresso and good food. We're going to Italy, Andrew.
All right. That'll make my mom happy.
Yeah. 10-year-old Sean was hyped on espresso and wine. Yes. You got a little bit of an upper and a little bit of a downer. Yeah. So who doesn't like to get jacked up all night on wine and espresso at 10? When was actually, one final question, Andrew. When was the first time you ever tasted alcohol?
I mean, I had a piece of chocolate when I was like 25 that had alcohol in it. Besides that, the first time I actually had alcohol was probably around the time we started doing the podcast a couple years ago.
I had my first sip of beer at the age of 5. My dad was a nice role model, right? Yeah. And when I turned 18, because my grandfather was staunch German, we went down. I had just turned 18, and we went to Florida for the summer to see them. And we're sitting around the table, and my grandpa Herbert looked at me and said, "How old are you again?" I said, "I did 18." He's like, "I'm getting you a beer," and then he goes and gets me this German beer that he had in the freezer. Opens it up, pops it on the table, and I actually stared at it, and then I looked at my mom, and then my mom's like, "We're here. You're with us. Go ahead." So I drank a beer, basically for my 18th birthday.
I mean, when I was 16, I had a family member that said, "If you keep messing with me, I'm going to throw this beer on you." And I kept messing with him, and I threw the beer on me.
What does the hangover feel like? I've never had one, regardless of how drunk I got. I couldn't tell you. I've never had one either, Katie. Actually, I've never had a hangover. I've had an upset stomach, but I've never had a hangover. Andrew?
I don't know.
Lie. I don't believe you. I can tell you what a drug overdose feels like, though. Not fun.
I can imagine.
Grandpa Schlitz is a small glass at the bungalow down the shore. Yes. Before we get into our drunk stories, Andrew, what's the silver lining today? I was 4 or 5. Wow, Sean, you have a lot of European roots, full-blown European roots. Italians giving you wine at 10, German grandpa giving you alcohol at 5. Oh, that sounds like a plan.
Well, I guess you can say
Go ahead.
The silver lining for today is that we're all here and we're all, still kicking. I think Since we should all celebrate in our own little way.
Exactly. No matter how fucked up our family made us. Everyone hates me the next day after drinking. That's because everybody, you're bouncy and happy, and everybody else is not good drunks. Don't lie, Katie. You're a happy drunk while everybody else just wants to fight all the time. Dude, what are you doing? Fat cat.
Damn businessman.
Look how big that motherfucker is.
That's one big cat.
Well, anyways, Andrew, we've reached the hour mark. Should we call it?
I think so. Thanks for watching, guys.
Or should we go another hour?
I think we're good for today's episode. 3 hour tour?
Should we go the whole night?
I think we should talk to Bitcoin.
I think we should go the whole night. We're going to go 3 more hours, everybody.
Sure.
But hey, there you go, Andrew. Katie's a 60s hippie when she's drunk.
Cool.
1960s. Well, Andrew, what can these people do? What can these people do while they watch this?
Look me up on X at AIConan90. Oh, and like and subscribe.
And become a sponsor. There's the QR code. Pay this bald man money.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.
Bitcoin, baby.
Hey, yeah, this is Bitcoin. I'm back. The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this Bitcoin, baby. I'm back in this bitch. Flossing fast cars and rolling with my clique. The king of the rap shit, the real OG. Whack ass rappers got nothing on me. Bought another Lambo, 3 hoes inside it, 10 hoes in line, ready to ride it. It's Bitcoin, bitch. Keep the track bumping. Really on the plug. I got pies in the oven. 80 years old, and your baby mama fond of me. All she wanna do is smoke my broccoli. Private jets from Rome to Ibiza. Lisa, Jenny, Julie, and Maria. Every day I gotta give thanks. I got Bitcoins in the bank. Bitcoin, baby. I'm back in this bitch.
Bitcoin, baby. Oh,
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Bitcoin, baby.
The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this bitch. Axe your grandmother. Verse 2, coming with the gin and the juice. Call me a dragon. Spit flame in the booth. I'm hot, like a thermos full of coffee. So hot, can't get the hose off me. It's true, I got the weed card and shit. I'm smoking like a motherfucking chimney, kid. Bitches love me, my shit's never whack. Tell these motherfuckers Bitcoin's back.
Bitcoin, baby.
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Hot like hot coffee. Oh,
Axe your grandmother.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this bitch.
Get your hands